in downtown Nashville, Tennessee. This crowd here fired up for football as a moment ago their Titans were introduced. This should be a good one as the Titans get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Nashville. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Monty Rice. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Allen going to throw. He's got it complete to Stephon Diggs.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
Just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Allen now on 1st down. That's caught at the 25. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A big gain there for the Bills.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Allen's throw going to be caught by Davis. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1.
Boy, how about the speed with which this offense can get down the field? It's taken them no time at all to get down here. And now they're set up with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle. But collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole 1st drive. This is where we need to dig in. And they got a nice stop right there for a loss on 1st and goal.
On 2nd and goal, Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. A great effort there. Touchdown number 18 on the year. And the Bills take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. Hill and the Titans come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now a first carry for Derrick Henry. First down and much more for Henry. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say 200 plus?
The ball comes out. This is picked up by the Bills.
Thank goodness for heaters up here. And thank goodness I don't have to carry the football in this game. It's January. It's cold out there. Trying to clutch the football and absorb the hits, not easily done.
Yeah, we saw a product of the elements right there. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that'll make this a second down. This defense for the Titans, they were very good in the win last week against Jacksonville.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor? The winning streak on the other side. Sometimes that carries a burden.
And got his man complete. And they're going to have this all the way down deep into Tennessee territory. A big play here for Buffalo.
Boy, they've definitely come out of the gate smoking here in the first quarter. Whatever they've tried to run has worked. And there's another example right there. Game plan is one thing, but how about his accuracy? It's been exceptional.
And he'll be dropped at about the 11 after only a yard. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Steps away to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Allen. Flushed out right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Bills lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make the score 14-0. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Now, if they're out there, we'll see if they can pick those things back up. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 42 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. It's complete. This is Derrick Henry. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's got this down to the 35. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Derrick Henry. Stops short of the 25, but that second effort got him a couple extra. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. To throw is Tannehill. Forced out to his left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. They'll try to run for the first with Henry. And he will have the first down across the 20 to the 19-yard line.
I remember watching Derrick Henry come out of Alabama and sitting with some scouts, and one of the debate points with him was, while at Bama, how often did he have to deal with contact near the line of scrimmage? They were so good up front that he often got to the second level pretty easily. I think he's starting to answer those questions with runs like that. He's a physical guy.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Tannehill going to turn and give this to Henry. And he's going to be taken down here, still a couple yards short of the first. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Now, that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The offense staying out. They're going to go on 4th and 2. They'll run. It's Henry. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute, because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
2nd down and goal. Tannehill. And it's a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry. A 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans are able to make this a close game again. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Isaiah McKenzie now on the return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. Two division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he makes it all the way down to the 31. A big play here for Buffalo. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. To the air, Allen throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Play action. Now it's Allen. Being chased out left. Allen hit. He lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And now nothing but green ahead of him. And he'll bring it all the way back just a yard or two shy of midfield. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you. All right, so if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Henry again on 2nd down. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Tannehill escaping the pressure right. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Well, you don't expect too many quarterbacks to be adept at breaking away from would-be tacklers, but this is uncommonly good right here as he's able to get away.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
Tannehill going to get this forward on the jet sweep. And he'll be pulled down as a penalty flag will rein in as well, and that would appear to be a face mask. So the hand got inside the face mask that time. Looked like a pretty easy call.
And it was, and we saw this in their loss last week. Penalties at inopportune times that led to their demise.
After the penalty, it's Henry. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. A gain of 3, second down. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll try the right side with Henry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down. Here's Tannehill. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
And his kick is good. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And that one bounces out of the back of the end zone, so we'll start the drive at the 25 on the touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. Flush to his right. He's got the hook up with Diggs. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. Back in the first quarter, you said it, they need to avoid the big play, but he just got a big one right there.
You can't relax. You know, we talked about in the first quarter, but as the game progresses, still opportunities, and he took advantage of one there.
From midfield, here's Allen. Eluding the pressure right. Throw right side, caught by Davis. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. Coming up on a 2nd and 6. On play action, Allen uncorks one for Davis. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Gabriel Davis as the first half is winding down. And the Bills would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that makes it a 21-10 game. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go as they take over with just 17 seconds left before the break. Looking deep for Julio. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So 3rd and long after the sack. Tough task for Tannehill and the Titans. Not wanting to risk another sack, they'll play it safe with a run. Got some room at the 30. Oh, some strong running. And he takes it all the way up to the 47. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Sliding out of the pocket. On the run. He'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And it's incomplete. Took a shot. Couldn't connect.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for him. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And some room to roam now. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 147 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. A solid run by Derrick Henry, and here's another 1st and 10. Tannehill with a play fake to Henry. He'll throw instead. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Bills are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line. The first half did not go their way, and that's not going to help matters at all. An interception here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter.
Obviously not what they were striving to accomplish. But you know who's really upset on their team? The defense. Already trailing. They're going to be counted on to try and hold that score at least where it is.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Flushed out right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Allen off the play fake. That's complete to Davis. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 at the 41-yard line.
Now they try the right side here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Now Allen, and that is incomplete. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half, and I'll bet you the offensive coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room that if you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. They follow up the first down 1-yard run with a minimal gain of 2.
Another good run for him. What else is new? That'll put him right at 150 yards for the game, so he's really made his presence felt in this one.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Tannehill. And, oh, that is going to be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guy.
And, oh, he coughed it up. It's picked up by the Titans. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. Well, you had an offense working with a comfortable 2-score lead here in the 3rd quarter and certainly doesn't feel as comfortable now following the turnover.
Yeah, you're right about that because now the nerves start to come into play a little bit. You're a little bit jangled. You don't want to give your opponents any avenues to get back into the game. What you'd rather do, put up signs that say, roads closed.
Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out.
Now Tannehill with a little touch pass to his wideout. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage back at the 17. This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line.
It's 3rd
So first and second down went in the wrong direction. They'll try to do better here on 3rd and 13. Now it's Tannehill. Gets this to Ferkser, the tight end. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And now a sneak, Tannehill, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Ryan Tannehill keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Titans have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Extra point splits the uprights, and now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Now that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. One-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Now a handoff looking right. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing now is Allen. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on 1st and 2nd downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
But now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few 1st downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. On play action, Allen rolling to his left. He'll air this one out deep for Davis. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. A big play here for Buffalo.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Able to stay in bounds, and the clock keeps rolling. This defense right now backed up in the red zone. Another touchdown, it's over. They've got to stand tall quickly.
Been in this spot before. Now there's a little bit of desperation creeping in, and all you're doing when you're talking to your defensive teammates is first guy there, hold him up. 2nd, 3rd guy in, rake at the football. Get it out. We've got to create a turnover because one more score, and this game's over.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Allen escaping the pressure right. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. Touchdown, Bills. Dawson Knox, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Bills will extend their lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
So they elect to pass there on the 2-point try. Sometimes could prove risky. There it worked out.
Yeah, and I love how you bring up that it can prove risky because if you get it intercepted and they return it, that's 2 points for the defense, but not on that play.
And no return here for Evans as they will bring this out to the 25. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Hard to believe his first catch of the game defensively. They bottled him up. That's why they're well on their way to victory.
Put your best cover guy on him and then change the coverages behind him throughout the game. Brackets, double, zone, man, you name it. Make sure he gets a lot of angles.
Looking for more there on first down, but this throw downfield incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
To throw on 2nd and 10, Tannehill. He's got the tight end Ferkser right side complete. The Titans on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This will be 3rd and 6. To the air again, Tannehill. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Titans in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. On first down, it's Tannehill. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Here's Tannehill. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Caleb Farley. And the Titans are right back in this football game. The Titans offense set to begin the drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
To Henry. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line. Tannehill. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And he will have a Titans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And that's caught inside the 35. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. A big play that time for the Titans. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 17. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, there's a time and a place for everything. Down 2 scores late in the fourth. I get it. Now is the time to throw it downfield, but that one might just write an end to this ball game.
Yeah, I hear all the time how critical I am of play calls. Not in this situation. No other choice, really. Look at the clock. Look at the scoreboard. Had to press it and take a chance.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Defensively, there's still 3 timeouts. Do you even need to use them at this point?
I think a lot of coaches do it anyway, and it seems like cosmetics to us.
Does it just send a message you're not quitting?
Send a message that you're not quitting. Let your team know you're going to battle all the way, and you're always hoping for that ultimate miracle that something will happen, you'll pick up the ball and score, and you'll have a chance one more time and maybe on an onside kick, but not likely. So
it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of. But now it's about taking the ball away, taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3